adding to the bitterness of divorce is when the person who had the affair is unrepentant about their behavior. This makes it even harder for anyone in the family to accept what's going on, especially the soon-to-be spouse. It's rubbing salt in an existing wound, causing the tone of the divorce to be so potent. For example, it is not atypical for the spouse involved to be involved in an exit affair to tell the family and friends that they have somebody new in their life and that this is the person that has all of the qualities that they were missing in their marriage, and that everyone will just have to get used to this new person. It's actually quite common. The 90-10 rule. The 90-10 rule is when the exiting spouse feels that they are missing something big in their life, a big part that their spouse is not filling. They're more organized and clean. They are more sexual and intimate with me. They connect with me on an emotional level. They just get me better. That's 10%. Their partner may not have the house organized because they're taking care of the kids all day and it's consuming. Or maybe balancing full-time work and they just don't want to clean at the end of the day. Maybe they too are not feeling the intimacy or connection or feeling pursued. Or maybe when they try to connect with the person having the affair, they're just not living up to standard and they don't know why. Because maybe the exiting person has already created the perfect person in their mind and the spouse just can't live up to it because they're human. The 10% feels big. It is all-consuming for them, their truth. How could they have lived so long in their life without this? And when the perfect person comes into their life, it's like this epiphany. Lust forms and then supernatural love forms, and they think and truly believe that this is what they were missing. This was what they needed to be fulfilled in life. But the exiting spouse often forgets that they were getting fulfilled in other ways that they may have been taken for granted at home. So instead, the marriage, 90%, outside, 10%. They look at it as a full 100%, and that means 10% must be the 100%. So when they pull the plug to leave their spouse for the person who fulfills their life, and then reality starts to set in, and then they look around and they notice, maybe this person isn't what I needed after all. But at that point, damage has already been done. They left the spouse already. They left the 90% of what they want in a spouse, had in a spouse, for the 10% that they misled as 100. Let me save you the drama. The exiting spouse is left with neither in the end. 3 hearts broken and countless lives affected. Don't fool the 10% for the 100. When someone is having an affair, an exit affair or any other type of affair, lying is a very common thing. The person who's cheating will often lie to their spouse's face. It's a very common characteristic of affairs. And when the partner finds out about all of the lies they were told over time, it's devastating. Most marriages are based on trust, and lying shatters the respect for the person. If you are stunned and angry about what had happened to you, it is okay. It is completely normal. It's a measure of how much you loved and trusted your partner. Don't feel bad for being outraged. It is so upsetting, and you don't know what to do, and it's okay. There is nothing off about feeling burned about what has happened to you. You would not be normal if you were not really upset about this affair. There is nothing wrong with you. And you have been wronged, and so has your family. Marie's husband began leaving home for long periods of time. He lost 30 pounds. He couldn't perform in bed anymore, and he told his wife that he was just having some type of breakdown, and he didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. Marie's friends told her repeatedly that they thought that he was having an affair. But comments fell on deaf ears. Marie was blind, saying, "Oh, he loves me. We have a 7 and a 9-year-old boy together. I trust him. He would never do that to our family." One day, while her husband was getting out of the shower, she noticed that he had shaved his pubic area. When she questioned it, he told Marie that he had done it for her. But they hadn't had sex in 6 months. so that didn't really make any sense. She also found a picnic basket in the garage and the remainders of wine and cheese and crackers in it. Marie began to observe his behavior more closely at that point. He was texting a lot, but not with her. She had picked up a magazine at the grocery store and an article that was titled 6 Signs Your Spouse is Having an Affair. Her husband exhibited every single sign. He started to criticize her for all the small things. He dismissed her opinions. He threw a fit one night for no apparent reason and slammed the garage door shut so hard that it pushed the door jamb through the sheetrock. And although he knew Marie didn't care for tattoos, he began to talk about how he wanted to get a full sleeve of tattoos. She mentioned over coffee one morning that she wanted to spend part of the year in Arizona when they retired. He replied, "I don't want to go there, and I don't want to retire. Stop talking about it." When she asked him what had happened to this nice guy that she married, he gave her a response that was so weird, and it gave her a pause. He replied, "Oh, he's gone. I killed him and buried him in the backyard." When she asked about their marriage, he said that it wasn't going anywhere and that he loved her and he loved the boys. And in the meantime, he continued to lie about everything. Lying became very second nature. Marie's radar became finely tuned at that point, and she was so mad that she tried to distance herself from him at home. She also tried to sleep on the couch, but he would not allow her to, and he would lie on the ground and hold her hand, saying he was so sorry, insisting she returned to bed. One night, he refused to attend a musical with their family that they had bought tickets for months in advance. Then he didn't come home at all one night. Marie sat up all night, and it dawned to her on what real reality was happening, and she couldn't take it anymore. She confronted her husband, and he left that same day. He told her that he had a new partner and that he was emotionally attached to her, that he grew his hair out, he started to wear a ponytail, he got a huge tattoo, and basically turned into a completely new person. Behavior that seemed so out of character, and dramatic statements such as, "I never loved you, and I'm not sure why we got married, and I am happy now. I wasn't happy before." Those are all common in the aftermath of an exit affair. What is such a shame about the exit affair is that everyone in the family gets left, children included, so that this one person can be happy. If you are going through an exit affair, you should consider reading up on narcissism. Narcissists may marry, but they can leave a relationship pretty quickly without too much personal turmoil. So what happened to Marie? She got some good counseling, eventually got over her ex, received a solid divorce settlement, and made a new life for herself and her children. This is how she sums it up to what happened. "Well, he really loved me for about 13 years until he didn't. For years, everything I did was fine, but he didn't love me anymore, and then everything was my fault. He trotted around reasons to leave."